Coach Chelsea here, and today I want to go over the Rations for Results Nutrition Field Guide for the 22-minute hardcore program and how to get that set up. Because, yes, there is a ton of information in this book, but if you break it down, you read through it, it's super simple to do, okay? So the first thing you want to do is open up to the initial briefing page. I'm going to use myself as an example, and we're going to go over this. So for the entrance questionnaire, what is my gender? I'm a girl, so 0. What is my weight? I fall between 131 and 160, so I find that, and then it says +1. So I'm at 1. And then what is your current activity level, not including the 22-minute hardcore? Am I inactive, moderate, or very active? I would say I'm about moderate. I am a coach. I do serve sometimes, so that gives me a score of 0 over there. Add all that up, and I have a total of 1. So I'll take my 1, I'll come over here, and I'm on plan 1. It tells me how many calories I'm at. And then if you flip the page, it goes on to see plan 1 has like 3 greens, 4 reds, 2 purples, 2 yellows, an orange, and 3 nut butters. Okay, so these are the containers that are used throughout the program. I don't have the purple because it has fruit in it, but those are the containers that are followed, and then they're each broken down into veggies, starches, fruits, proteins, carbs, healthy fats, seeds, nut butters, things like that. So when it comes to following this plan, you don't necessarily have to follow having a green, purple, red, yellow, and a nut butter for breakfast. The point of this is to give you an idea of what you can do and kind of base your meal plan off of that. But as long as you count the containers and you get those containers in throughout the day, that's what matters. Like for my Shakeology, I don't like to have a fruit in my Shakeology. Shakeology A is always a red, but I like to throw in a green because I don't like leafy greens too much. I like to throw in my orange because I don't really know where else I can personally put that. And so I throw those in there, and that's just how I make mine. That's how I'm used to it, and that's how I'm going to keep it. My purples, they're typically going to be my snacks. It's just easier for me to make it that way. So that's how I do it. But I'm always going to get in the correct number of containers for my meal plan, okay? So you just want to write those down and then start thinking of some meal ideas. And that's the cool part, is that in this book, as you flip through it, it tells you, here are foods for the greens that you can eat. Here are foods for the purples you can eat. Foods for the reds. Look at that big old piece of meat. Yes, you can eat that if it fits in your red container. And the thing about the containers is as long as it fits, you can eat it. If you can close the lid, you can eat it. So it keeps giving you different ideas for what you can eat. If you have questions over this, just reach out to me. But next in this, talks a little bit about hydration. And this is what I found amazing in this book. Time-saving tactics for prepping your rations. I knew nothing about prepping food before this. Like, I had known, like, you're supposed to go ahead and make your food and then just put it in the put it in the fridge and then use it for later. This actually gives you step-by-step on what you can do with certain foods. Also, what happens when you have leftovers. Just some great things to read into here. Urban Spice page. I never knew what to pair with what. That's kind of nice. And then there's a few recipes in here, but what I really want to jump to for the end of this is this page right here. You can actually track your progress with the container. So your rations, you'd put how many of each you're supposed to have, and then throughout the day, you check it off over here. To get to this page, if you want to print it out, you can go to your Team Beachbody account, go to the Get Fit tab, and then there's worksheets that you can print out. One of them looks just like that. Just like with your measurements, you can go in, print out your measurements page, print out your calendar, make sure that everything is covered to where you're able to track your progress, because that's where you're going to see the results over time. You're not necessarily going to see it every morning when you look in the mirror, but if you're tracking your progress and know what you're doing, you could trust the process and it's going to happen. So there's some great ideas in here, great places to start, some recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, Shakeology snacks, everything like that. It's just a good way to get you started. Once you're in and you know your meal plan, go ahead and make a list of the foods that you would like to eat of each colored container, and then just let your mind wander for a little bit. come up with a few meals that you're okay with. Like for breakfast, typically, I like to eat some kind of pancake, a protein pancake, and then some turkey bacon. That's a yellow, that's a red. I can go ahead and cross those off because that's super simple for me. I can cross off my Shakeology. I can cross off the fruits because I know where I'm going to put them. And then, if it gets a little difficult, just reach out to me and I'll help you come up with some ideas on how to make it work for you in your life, okay? So, if you have any questions, let me know. Super amazing book. Make sure that you're doing this and you prep before you begin the program, okay? All right, guys. See you soon.